salute to the YTBC from Nocturnal Thoughts, man. What it is, I stand corrected. Look, I made a video the other day talking about Malik Scott. You know, the press conference. He was talking about how he got damaged in sparring against Tyson Fury. A guy on my comment section left a comment. His name of his channel is Gutter Films, and he said, "Hey man, you have a lack of knowledge. Get your facts straight." It was their eardrums that got busted up. Good video. Keep up the good work. I don't know if that was trying to like give me a compliment sandwich, you know, insult, compliment, insult. I don't know. I don't like to take shit on, you know, social media and text messages and emails. All that shit is out of context. I just like to talk to people man to man, face to face. It's easier that way. You know what I'm saying? We can cut through the bullshit. But Gutter Films, I stand corrected. It wasn't the orbital bone, which I stated before in the older video where I did say it was the eardrums. You dig what I'm saying? But it wasn't the orbital bone, the eye socket. It wasn't that Tyson Fury damaged. It was the eardrum that he ruptured. He busted up Malik Scott's eardrum, and he busted up Deontay Wilder's eardrum. Either way, Malik Scott at the press conference with Tyson Fury, it made him look like a fucking lame to sit there and brag about getting his ass kicked by Tyson Fury in sparring and getting Deontay Wilder's ass kicked by Tyson Fury in a 12-round rematch. It made him lose a verbal battle at the press conference with Tyson Fury. It made him and Deontay Wilder look like some fucking idiots. It made him look weak. It made him look vulnerable. If I was Malik Scott, I wouldn't have exposed that information in the manner that he did. It made him and Deontay Wilder look weak. Period. And that's all I was saying. Like my man Caps in Full say, I'm not trying to make you change your mind. I'm just trying to help you read in between the lines. You dig what I'm saying? So, I stand corrected. And now that we have this fight coming up next week, a lot of people getting hyped up and getting their popcorn ready and getting, you know what? I said before that this fight to me lost a little bit of its luster, and that's just true. And it still is true. You know what I'm saying? And once I kind of lose interest in something, I'm on to the next, and it's hard for me to regain the same interest. Now, once the fight happens, if it's a great fight, I love great fights, and I will be impressed by a great fight. But if they both come in there rusty and put on a performance that cannot live up to this whole year and a half or 2 years of shenanigans, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? As far as who's going to win, I put it like this. Let the best man win. Simple. It's boxing. Anything can happen. Let the best man win. I'm not really pulling for, cheering for, supporting either one of these guys at this moment in time. That's just facts. I would say there's a part of me that's always wanting for Deontay Wilder to win, but I can't say that right now. I can't say that. If he comes in and he's supposed to win, if he does what he's supposed to do to win, I take my hat off to him. If he comes in there and gets beat down even worse than before, I won't be surprised. If Tyson Fury comes in there and he does what he's supposed to do and he wins, I give him credit. I gave him credit for the last victory. The excuses and all that shit need to be killed. See, and that's where I lost Wilder. That's where I lost the respect for Wilder. if he would have never came through and co-signed all the excuses, I would still be 100% supporting Deontay Wilder and Malik Scott lame acting ass. But the excuses, the situation between the referee and the situation between his old trainer, that was the nail in the coffin for me. You know what I'm saying? As far as the way I looked at Deontay Wilder, him co-signing the egg weight in the glove and the dirty referee and Mark Breland and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think the name of this fight is called Redemption. There's a part of me, if he comes in impressive fashion and knocks out Tyson Fury, will help redeem some of those qualities, but not all of them. It depends on what he does after the fight. If he goes for unification and he keeps that same energy of training and doing the fundamentals and putting in hard work and not just relying on the right hand and not just, you know, if he goes back to what he was, to I don't have to train like a boxer, all I have to do is work on my, if he goes back to that, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens in the fight. I don't want to make this video too long. We'll see what happens in the fight. I'm not pulling for either guy, really. Not with my brain or my heart. I'm not looking at either one of these guys like I hope this person wins. I don't. I look at it like let the best man win. And from that point, what they do from that point will determine whether or not I look at that person again and say, you know, carry the flag, carry the torch, represent the sport. But at this point, I can't say that for either one of these guys. And I don't want to say a whole bunch of negative, bad stuff about them either, because they just men. They're not perfect. We all make mistakes. Deontay Wilder make mistakes. Tyson Fury make mistakes. You know, they both have the opportunity to do the same thing, in my opinion. Win and then carry the sport in the way it's supposed to be carried. And they both have the opportunity to do the wrong thing too, which is drop the ball again and misrepresent the sport. And both of them have done that. Tyson Fury has misrepresented the sport in the past, and Deontay Wilder has misrepresented the sport more recently. So they both have an opportunity for redemption and to carry the sport the right way in victory and in defeat. That's my take on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going one way or another. Let the best man win. And I'll give them 100% credit with no excuses, period, point blank. This is Nocturnal Thoughts.
Sleepy going in, lively coming out. They be wondering what we talking about.